In the opening scene, we are introduced to a young girl by the name of Maria Merriweather, who is attending her father's funeral. She notices a boy in the distance, but he vanishes when she takes a second look. After the funeral, Maria and her caretaker Heliotrope visit their lawyer's office to hear about her father's final will. It turns out that her father lost all the property, leaving her with only one possession, a book titled The Ancient Chronicles of Moonacre Valley. Later that evening, Maria reads the book, which has a story of a young woman who was beloved by nature. One night, this woman was blessed with magical moon pearls, which turned her into a moon princess. Belonging to the Denoir clan, she fell in love with a man named Rolf from the Merriweather clan. At her wedding, the princess's father, William Denoir, presented the couple with a rare black lion, while the groom gifted his bride a beautiful unicorn. Filled with happiness, the moon princess decided to tell them about the moon pearls. She disclosed that those pearls can reveal the truth in a man's heart, and that it can grant any wish. Hearing the revelation, the two families appeared to be possessed by greed. At this point, Maria closes the book and decides to rest for the night. In the next scene, Heliotrope brings Maria to Moonacre Manor to live with her estranged uncle, Sir Benjamin Merriweather. On their way, they almost get abducted by some bandits, including the one whom Maria saw earlier. However, Maria and Heliotrope manage to fight back and escape. After traveling for a while, they finally arrive at their destination. They are welcomed by Maria's strict-looking uncle, who expresses his condolences towards her father. Then, Heliotrope tries to share their encounter with the bandits, but Benjamin shows no interest in hearing her fascinating tales. He leads them inside and introduces them to his big black dog named Rolf. Following this, he directs the two of them to their respective rooms. The following morning, Maria takes her inherited book in hand and heads downstairs for breakfast. Benjamin notices the book and seizes it to keep in his library. Maria tries to protest, but her uncle ignores her. During breakfast, Heliotrope tries to strike up some chit-chat, but Benjamin asks her to keep quiet as he prefers silence while eating. Maria again asks him to return her book, as it was left to her by her father. In response, Benjamin addresses her dad as a coward, which enrages Maria. Regardless, he goes on to express his dissatisfaction towards her father, as he lost everything to gambling. Afterwards, Benjamin provides a tour of the house, during which Maria inquires about the bandits from earlier. He discloses that the bandits were from the Denoir clan, and warns Maria to steer clear of the forest. Later on, Maria is wandering around the mansion when she comes across a piano that plays on its own. Intrigued, she follows the moving keys and begins to play a beautiful melody. Shortly after, Benjamin spots her, and he doesn't appear to be happy at all. In fact, old Uncle Benji boy looks like he's got a stick up his ass. In the evening, Benjamin teaches Maria how to ride a horse. After imparting some basic instruction, Maria gets on a white horse and the two make their way out to explore the village. As twilight approaches, Benjamin suggests returning home, but Maria seems to be enjoying the ride. As a result, she expresses her wish to stay out for a little longer, prompting Benjamin to leave her on her own. While riding solo, Maria hears a distressed cry, so she ventures into the forest, disregarding her uncle's warning. There, she comes across a trapped rabbit and proceeds to rescue it. Just then, she is surrounded by a group of bandits. One of them is the same boy from the earlier scenes, named Robin Denoir. They intend to abduct her, but just before that, the intimidating Rolf appears and frightens them away. After this, Maria carries the injured rabbit home. That same night, she experiences a strange vision of a white horse galloping outside the mansion, leaving her in shock. The next day, Maria approaches Benjamin with a series of questions about the peculiar things happening in the place, such as the enigmatic white horse and the piano that plays on its own. Benjamin, for some reason, turns around with watery eyes and asks if she'll ever stop asking questions. A short while later, Rolf leads her to the mansion's kitchen, where she meets with the manor's magical chef named Marmaduk. He has the ability to teleport from one place to another and is extremely fast with his work. When Maria inquires about the unusual happenings, Marmaduk advises her to complete her reading of her father's book. In addition, he helps her in retrieving the book from Benjamin's library. When Maria finally continues reading the book, she learns that the two families fought over the pearls. Seeing their greed left the Moon Princess upset, so she cursed Moonacre Valley to be plunged into eternal darkness at the rising of the 5,000th moon, unless a pure heart is heard. Realizing that the story is based on real life, Maria rushes to Marmaduk, who confirms that the place is falling apart because of the curse. According to him, only a true Moon Princess can undo the curse. Maria is confused as the Moon Princess had lived hundreds of years ago, but Marmaduk discloses that a pure heart can see a white unicorn, and the one with this ability is a true Moon Princess. Hearing this, Maria learns that she is the chosen one. Regardless, she isn't ready to believe it, and as a result, she decides to run away from the mansion. And fair enough, this unicorn shit is a lot to handle. On her way through the woods, Maria stumbles upon a cave inhabited by a woman named Loveday, who bears a striking resemblance to the Moon Princess from the book. Loveday invites Maria into her home and discloses that she herself was once a Moon Princess. She encourages Maria to stay, emphasizing that she cannot escape from what she's meant to do. In response, Maria admits that she'd like to help, but she doesn't even know where to begin. Loveday tells her to find the moon pearls, because nobody knows where they are. That's not helpful. It turns out that the de Noirs stole the casket containing the pearls, and the Merryweathers took the key to it. Hearing this, Maria suddenly realizes that the bookmark she's been using contains a hidden key. With this missing key, Maria asks Loveday to take her to the de Noirs so that she can retrieve the moon pearls from the casket. As per her request, Loveday shows her de Noirs fortress, but abruptly refuses to go any further, saying that she can never go back there. Maria understands her worries and decides to go alone. Following this, she sneaks into the fortress, but is soon spotted by Robin's father, Coeur de Noir. Being caught, she surrenders the key to him, but he reveals that the casket is empty. Maria believes that they've hidden them, but he claims that they were never in the casket and accuses the Merryweathers of stealing them. Moreover, Coeur says that when eternal darkness comes, the de Noirs will finally rise, and the Merryweathers will be punished for their treachery and greed. After this, Maria is imprisoned in a dungeon. That Coeur de Noir is a real ass de hole. The following morning, Maria uses her gown to deceive the guard into opening her cell door. When he does so, she seizes the opportunity to make an escape through the woods. Upon learning about her escape, Coeur orders his men to execute her, as he doesn't want to stop the curse. Maria is then chased by Robin and his men, but she manages to outrun them by hiding in the forest. At the same time, Rolf finds her and leads her home. Upon arriving, Benjamin berates her for her irresponsible act. Maria tries to explain herself, but her uncle isn't ready to listen. Later that night, Benjamin regrets his hurtful actions, so he comes to Maria's door to apologize. He does so and clarifies that he did it all because he was worried for her. Maria does not reply, but she appears to be heartened by his loving gestures. At the break of dawn, Maria hears some noise outside her room, prompting her to swiftly grasp a candlestick and hide behind the fireplace. Just then, Loveday enters her room through a secret door. Maria expresses her dissatisfaction towards Loveday for abandoning her earlier. In response, Loveday offers her apologies and presents the Moon Princess's attire. Maria also forgives her and proceeds to try the outfit on. With the two appearing identical, they head downstairs. After a while, Loveday is drawn to the sound of the piano and rushes to the music room to play it. Amidst this, Maria notices a mirror in the room. Upon gazing into it, she sees a glimpse of Benjamin and Loveday as a loving couple. It is then revealed that Benjamin and Loveday were about to get married. However, things took an unexpected turn when Loveday disclosed that she's a de Noir and that she has been feigning to be a Merryweather. This revelation enraged Benjamin, who then accused her of tricking him to fall in love with her. As a result, Benjamin broke off the engagement, and Loveday ran away. Later, Maria notices a house helper named Digweed removing a painting of the Moon Princess that appeared out of nowhere. She asks him to stop and then shows the painting to Heliotrope and Marmaduke. As they stare at it, the Moon Princess reveals a tree in which the moon pearls are hidden. With this information in hand, Maria decides to seek help from Robin, who knows every nook and corner of the forest. Before setting off, she sends forged letters to Benjamin and Loveday, convincing them to to meet. That afternoon, Benjamin and Loveday reunite after an extended separation, both appearing joyful. However, they soon discover Maria's deception when they both expect to apologize to each other. Following this, the two, accompanied by Heliotrope, Marmaduke, and Digweed, embark in search of Maria. On the other hand, Kur learns through his spy eagle that Maria is in the forest, prompting him and his associates to set out in pursuit of her. Meanwhile, Maria meets Robin in the forest and traps him with the help of a rope, suspending him upside down. The young boy pleads with her to release him, and Maria agrees, on the condition that he listens to her. She asks him to help her locate the moon pearls. Robin hesitates, as he is prohibited from helping the Merryweathers, and his father has instructed him to carry out her execution. However, Maria convinces him, saying that they have limited time, or else the entire valley will die with her. Together, they then make their way toward the tree containing the moon pearls. On their way, one of Kur's henchmen grabs Robin from behind, separating him from Maria. He is then brought before his father, who is infuriated by Robin's perceived betrayal.
But father, I did it for the nookie.
Kur claims that he no longer trusts Robin and vows to take the matter into his own hands. Left alone, Maria calls out for Rolf, who is also missing. Before long, she has a vision of the same white horse, which leads her to the tree housing the moon pearls. But just before entering, she is apprehended by Kur, who demands that she guide him to the moon pearls. Elsewhere, Robin manages to escape his captors with the help of Rolf, but as they're running away, Rolf sadly gets shot by Kur's men, and this claims his life. Just then, Robin hears Maria's scream, so he follows the sound. He finally finds her and rescues her from his father. Maria and Robin then head towards the tree and enter a hollow opening in between the roots. Upon entering, they finally find the moon pearls. Moments before Kur's men arrive there, the duo escape through a secret tunnel. The moon pearls and the glimpses of the white horse guide them out. On the other hand, Kur reaches a cliff where the valley was cursed. Soon after, Benjamin arrives with his servants, who are then followed by Maria and Robin. Maria shows the moon pearls but prevents anyone from touching them. She asserts that greed and pride were the root causes of both families' suffering. Despite this, Kur and Benjamin once again engage in a heated dispute until Loveday intervenes. Here, it is revealed that Loveday is in fact Kur's daughter. She confronts her father, questioning why he has such a deep hatred inside of him. She tries to convince both Benjamin and her father to set aside their pride and break the curse. However, the two of them still stand on their ego. Seeing this, Maria realizes that she must do it by herself. As a result, she walks to the edge of the cliff and jumps into the sea with the pearls. As the moon rises, a huge wave surges towards the cliff, with hundreds of white horses running in it. Maria appears atop one of these horses, which carries her back to the group. Seeing her back, Benjamin is relieved, and he embraces her with tears in his eyes. As the curse dissolves, Rolf is also revived, and he assumes his true form, the Black Lion. Finally, Benjamin and Loveday reconcile, with the former offering apologies for his stubborn pride. The movie ends with the Merryweather and the Denoir families coming together, and Moonacre Valley finally restored to its former glory. Subscribe for more videos like this. Turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.